Two matches of this year's Ashes series are done away with, and there's one guy, as far as England performances are concerned, who hasn't quite been able to make the kind of mark you would have expected him to, and that is none other than Jimmy Anderson, England's record wicket taker as far as Test cricket goes. He seems to be struggling at the moment. Now, what's happened right now is he's finally now come out and spoken about this lean patch, as he calls it, over the last couple of games. What exactly is the reason he feels he's going through what he has been, and what else has he spoken about? That is something we're going to tell you over the next few minutes. So stay with us as we tell you what exactly James Anderson has to say as far as his recent form in red ball cricket is concerned. Now, he goes ahead and says that I feel like I've always contributed at some stage, but I do not think that I am bowling particularly badly right now. I am just going through a lean patch, which you do not want to happen in a series as big as the Ashes. Now, those are his initial thoughts as far as his personal form is concerned. He says that he's played about 181 test matches, and for the first time he feels now he's really struggled in back-to-back games. It's not something that he's seen a lot happen in his long test career, so it's a new space that he sort of finds himself in, and he sees that not everything's really gone out of hand. It's just that it's been two games wherein he's not been able to execute his plans very well. What else has James Anderson said? Let's tell you that now. He says that I'm not going to criticize the pitch again. They have not suited me so far, but I have found ways of getting wickets in the past on flat pitches. At the moment, I am just not finding that knack. So a bit of an admission here from the England speedster that he's not going to be putting it on the pitch. Remember, the first test match that was played at Edgbaston, he didn't have a lot of good things to say about the pitch. In fact, went ahead and called it a kryptonite as well. And he said that if pitches are going to be, be like this throughout the Ashes, then he said that he's probably going to be done with the Ashes if these are the kind of pitches that you're going to see in the tournament, rather in the series going forward. But this time he says he's not going to put it on the track, let's say. Sort of an admission from him when you talk about his bowling, and you sort of agree, because let's just go back to this test match only. When conditions did suit the England bowlers, they failed to take advantage of that, and perhaps that's why they saw themselves, particularly in this test match, pegged back in a big manner, because the bowling wasn't quite up to the mark even when the conditions suited the bowlers. And of course, when you talk about Jimmy Anderson, and since he's going through this lean patch, there is a lot of talk around his age as well, and what is his thought as far as retirement is concerned. He's lent a few comments on that as well. Let's now tell you what he's spoken in that regard. He says that it comes with the territory at my age for people to speculate about my future. It is a high profile series and you get put under the spotlight a bit more, and that is an easy target. And that the easy target is to say he is getting on a bit, but the reason he says I have not taken wickets is not because of my age. So he says he doesn't feel old enough for test cricket. He feels he's doing fine, and he also went ahead and said that he's not thinking of retirement at the moment. What he is thinking of is for that next test match, which starts on Thursday. Not a big gap as far as the two test matches go. So he says all his mind is on the test match which starts in Headingley, and if he is given the responsibility to start for his team, he will go ahead and want to do the best as far as his bowling is concerned. So he has his mind straight as far as his future plans are concerned. He's saying, I'm not thinking about test retirement at the moment. He's fine and he feels fit enough to be able to carry on as far as test cricket goes, but things haven't really gone his way. And what we're also learning at the moment is that he may not actually be a starter, which is why you sort of see that in his comments as well. So he says that if I am given the responsibility on Thursday, I would want to go and execute my plans as a bowler. At the moment, there are stories doing the rounds that it could indeed be Mark Wood subject to availability, who could possibly be replacing James Anderson. This is something, by the way, that Ben Stokes had suggested earlier as well. Could have been the case had Mark Wood been available, but they stuck with Jimmy Anderson. And what this update sort of does is it possibly adds more steam to the fact that that he's been struggling for wickets, he's been struggling for rhythm at the moment, and which is why you see him pick all of just 3 wickets in the 4 test innings that he has bowled in so far. So what happens on Thursday, time will tell, but what's not hampering James Anderson right now is, according to him, not his age. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us here on Sports Day. As always, don't forget to tap that bell icon so that you know when we go live.